Time to sleep. Hare Krishna. Yasyatma bhutasya guru prasadat aham vimuktosmi sharira bandhat sarvopadeshu purushottamasya त्यास्याग्रे पद्म प्रणतोस्मि नित्यम नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्ति भवति नैष्ठकी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. We've been doing Srimad Bhagavatam, the first canto. We are in the last few chapters. It has 19 chapters in total. We are in the last couple of chapters where there's a conversation happening between the bull and a cow. The bull is the Dharma Devata, Dharma, and the cow is Mother Earth. And Parikshit Maharaj was on the spot and he saw that the situation seemed to be not very pleasing, very good, because the bull had lost three of his legs. Someone has really cut them off and just trying to balance and stand and do things with just one pretty much hanging leg. And the cow was crying. So Parishit Maharaj came and then he was asking what was going on. And at that point of time, he could also see someone else was standing by, dressed up really like a king, well dressed like a king. But then his behavior doesn't seem to be pleasing, very nice, though he was dressed up nicely. So the king went and asked this cow and bull, who harmed you? And then they started telling, rather than telling who harmed them or who's really hurting them, they went around not answering the question, but they said, we're not sure at this point who really harmed us, hurt us. So when the commentaries of the acharyas, it says sometimes we get hurt and harmed by others, not physically, verbally, by some actions. So are we, let me, in other words, what we have to understand is what we think is what we are going to become. What we think, then don't start thinking I'll be a president, right? You have to be practical here. But the idea of the meditation or the process of concentration will bring you close to what you concentrate on. That's the idea, right? Expert musician practicing and focusing and thinking about music all the time is going to be in that. In whatever he speaks, he goes back to the same thing of, like, in school days, I remember some of my friends, they'll be attending, their class was going on and in the lunch break and things like, they will always go doing like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, right? Like this, right? They are very much into cricket, playing cricket. So the ball is, you just have to keep rubbing on it. Like that, they get so much involved into certain things. Some people have some habits or certain things which they've been practicing in life. Without even their knowledge, they try to tend to do something like that because they're into that one. Likewise, a meditation is something what we think is what we'll get close to that thing. Now, when Parikshit Maharaj asked this question, who's the bad guy did this thing to you? The response he got back was not direct. They didn't tell who really harmed. So the point that we can understand from here is, what's the point of constantly thinking of that person who's bad? Make sense? You constantly think of someone who's bad, that person is on his way doing whatever bad thing he wants to do, but you constantly meditate upon that bad person. Who's getting affected? We get affected. We indirectly, our consciousness get contaminated, and we tend to become a same person, bad person. He did this to me, she did this to me, and then that sort of mentality goes into our consciousness. What happens is that I can do the same thing to others because I've been hurt. I went through things in college. It doesn't. I don't know if it happens here in the college times. Back in India, this happens. Now it's been reduced. Now, the seniors take advantage of the juniors, right? They try to do all sort of things. When you go and ask the seniors, why are you doing this one? My senior did this to me. Therefore, I want to enjoy the same pain that that person is going through by doing the same thing. Therefore, the main thing is how much we keep thinking about the bad qualities and bad things of the others. Naturally, we are going to unknowingly get the same consciousness. Therefore, there's no point in thinking about those bad people, bad things. Therefore, they did not get a proper response back when they said. In other words, the Parishit Maharaj asked back to Dharma Devata in the form of a bull right here that, well, I could see this person is standing right here with his weapon, is trying to harm, and then you're saying you don't know. The response back is, these are all the commentaries of acharyas. You won't find these things in the Bhagavatam slokas. So the response back that we got from Dharma Devata is saying, Klesha dha. There's two terms are important. Klesha dha. Klesha means miseries, problems, sufferings. Klesha. Huh? Klesha dha means one who gives problems. Yes, this person is the one who gave the problem to me. The second term is very important. This person is giving the problem to me. I'm the receiver. He's a giver and a receiver. But then, for him to qualify to give that suffering to me, klesha bija. There's something called klesha bija. Bija means seed, right? Kleshada, this person is giving the problem to me. For him to give the problem to me, someone made him to get qualified to give the problem to me, and that's called seed. Bija means seed. Someone has put the seed of this problem before this person can pass on to me. Who is it? Where the seed comes from? Who knows? Make sense? Who is the person? No one can ever torture anyone without, in other words, you know, in the in the stories of Bible, there's one nice section where it says that a story of Job, where anyone knows the story, heard of the story? Yes. So this wonderful story where this person was a very, you want mind me sharing this and you can correct me if I say something wrong. So Job was very religious, very nice person, but has been put into the test by the evil. And then the evil said, well, Job is well settled in his life. He got everything he needs. He has wealth, he has wonderful house, he has everything under his command. His wives are listening. children are obeying, everything, the servants are really doing good job. So there's no problem, and his life is going on, therefore is devoted to you. When you give some problem to him, then you'll know how strong he is devoted to you, my lord. The evil speaks to the Lord, and with your permission I can test it out. The Lord says go for it, right? And then the circumstances are made in such a way that people come running to Job and say, "Hey, Job, you all your field, the farms, and everything has been caught with fires, and your animals are dead, and etc., etc." Whatever happened, Job said, "God gave me, God took it, so no problem." He was strong, and the Saturn was thinking, "Wow, okay." So it was going on in different levels of testing. Finally, the conversation, when the Satan went back to the Lord, he said, "You see, my devotee is really very staunch, very nice person. He believes in me. He has a complete faith." And then the response back was, "Well, he's detached from his properties, his wives, his children. Everyone is finished. All he has is nothing. He's been sent out of the village. He's been separated out. Everything is happening. But there's one more chance. Give me one more chance, my Lord." Satan asked. He said, "What do you want?" Everyone is attached to one important thing in their life that I need to test. Well, you took his all properties, his children are gone, his wife is gone, everyone is, what else is left? There's one thing is I want to put a test on him, and that will tell what it is. Go for it. You got to give me a permission. What is that you want to do? And then he said, everyone is attached to a body, not some body, your own body. So everyone is attached to their body. Everyone is attached to their body. Therefore, let me do something. And the Lord gave permission, saying that you can do, but I'm not allowing you to more than certain points. You can't do anything more than that. I don't sanction that part. And then they went back, and then this person got some sort of a skin disease. Something happened to him, and this was miserable. The condition, he was miserable condition. Story goes on, and he takes some names on God, and then the God comes and speaks, and then he realizes his mistake, that he made a mistake. Then everything sorts out, everything comes back. That's in short. But then the point of what I want to make it here clear is, any suffering that's put upon us, the problems that we are going through in our life, if we think this person is what is cause of my problem, the truth is that that person is not, because he's just a klesha dha. Klesha dha means he's only a tormentor. He's just an instrument who's giving a problem to us. Unless and until someone sanctions you go for it, this person cannot do it. Therefore, the Lord is always supervising from top to sanction things happens in everyone's life. Right? That shouldn't create a confusion and questions about, then God is bad and he's just, that's not the thing is. We get into the details later about it. But this is what the point here is. Therefore, the point here is, the bull says that I know the problem giver, but then I don't know the seed of this problem. Seed of this problem. Who created the seed of the problem? We never know. So that's a conversation happen over there. But when these things happen, um, the person who's pretty much surrendered to God, he understands that whatever that's coming in his life is all grace of God, mercy of God. Right? If I give you, Shiri, if I give you two bowls of 3 scoops on each, filled with ice cream and a cherry on top of it, and have it, what do you think about it? It's a good day for you, right? Someone gave you 2 cups of 3 scoops of ice cream and unlimited, and you can just eat. You feel, oh, it's very nice. Right? If I don't give it to you, then you feel what? It's not nice. But then the person thinks in a way that it doesn't matter for him, it's good or bad. Everything is grace of God. Everything is grace of God. Everything is grace of God. Because we don't know what's happened before to conclude and come to a conclusion of what's happening now. It's just simple. I told in one of our Bhagavad Gita class the same example where an American who's very much Western person, who's very much into the Indian Hindu culture and things like that. This person went to India, and in India there was astrologer who can predict and tell about your based on your birth times, place, and things. He can predict and tell what's going to happen in your life, what were you in the previous life, etc., etc. Right? Some people can do that. So this man, he went to this person who can tell about the past life also, and he went and asked. He had a problem. He said, "I have a problem. What's the problem? You see, I work for a company, big company, but the problem is whatever I try to do, people always criticize me, and I am into problem. I'm trying to do my best, but then always people try to criticize me. And can you tell me why this is happening in my life? And whatever I do, someone is taking credit of it, right? So can you tell me what's going on?" This person went and saw his thing, and they said, "In the previous life, you were doing the same thing. Who whatever other people did, you took the credit of it. Therefore, you're suffering now." Therefore, we don't know things when happens in our life, what's the cause of it, how things are happening. Therefore, Suta Goswami said, we saw in the last class, where then Parishit Maharaj gave a reward to the Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is a person, right? Kali Yuga. He said, "I'll give you 4 places." Okay? What are the 4 places? Who remembers? You want to tell the first one? Yes, first one. One. Just tell one. Intoxication, gambling, meat eating, intoxication, gambling. Yes, yes, you can say that. So these are the 4 things. One more time, gambling. Okay, he said to Kali Yuga that you can occupy these places where gambling happens. It's not a good place. Wherever gambling happens, not a good place. And another is where is intoxication. People are drinking alcohol and smoking and all. That's a not good place, and that's not good people to be with. Right? And then the third thing is where the women are being ill treated. Women are ill treated. Correct? No gambling, no intoxication, no ill treatment of women, and the fourth is no meat eating. No, the meat eating. Meat eating. Animal killing is not allowed. So these are the places where we can go and take care of it. Right? This is what we saw. Dyutam panam triyaha suna yatratmanas chaturvidha. As soon as the Kali Yuga heard, this is not sufficient, give more. Yes? And then he went on to the fifth one. What's the fifth one? Gold. Gold. Wherever there is a lot of gold, you can be there. Wherever there's a lot of money, you can be there. And then he said, "Give me more. I need more places to stay." Then he went on saying that wherever there's falsity, people lying. And then where is karma, lust, and where is ego, anger, and enmity. Correct? These 5 things. So there are 10 places he gives. These are the 10 places where you can take care and be happy over there. Be there. Right? And then the Kali Yuga was pretty much happy. The problem was solved. Everything was back to normal. It appears everything was back to normal. But then this 10 places what Parishit Maharaj gave, during Parishit Maharaj time, everything was under control. Everything was under control. He was making sure everyone is religious, following dharma, everything is going nice. But then since he gave Kali Yuga this 10 places, now what's going to happen next is for today's discussion. What happened after that? we finish these things. What happened after that is one point of time, Parishit Maharaj was going and going for a hunting. And after doing his hunting, he was a little thirsty, hungry, and tired. Right? So he was thinking, I want to have some water to drink. So he saw a close by kuti hut, and then he went there. He went there, thinking that he might get some glass of water. So he went there. When he went there, he saw a rishi, Shamika Rishi. His name was Shamika Rishi. So he was in a complete meditation. Right? When rishis are doing meditation, it's not like we doing meditation. Okay, here the meditation is different. Our meditation is like this. Right? We have all the phone in the hands and all sort of things. That's how we meditate. But Rishi was really meditating in a meditative mode. The king entered. Which king entered? What's his name? Parikshit. Very good. The Parikshit entered, and then as soon as he entered, he was expecting, being a royal king, he was expecting some respect. It's natural for a king to expect something as a respect. Right? So he went inside, and someone was just keep on, he was simply sitting there. He was just sitting. Therefore, Parishit became quite upset and not happy about thing that he's not being treated well. So he thought, I have to teach something to this person. He did not give me a warm welcoming. He gave me a cold welcoming. Therefore, let me treat him also cold. He was thinking what to do, and he saw a close by a dead snake. Dead snake. Okay. He took this dead snake and put the dead snake around not his, the Shamika Rishi's neck was doing meditation, indicating, like an disrespecting that person, right? He put the dead snake around his neck. You can see there, around his neck, and he felt mission achieved. Right? Mission achieved. So this is a very important, nice chapter where a lot of lessons can be learned in our practical life when things are happening in our life. So he put around his neck, and the king left the spot. He went, but he was going. Even though he was going, thinking that he did something, but his thought was fully about the action that he performed. Action that he performed. He was thinking, he was going back. He was thinking, what did I do? Is this the right thing to do? Should I react to the situation? Should I do like this? I don't think it's the right thing to do. I did a mistake. He was just keep on repenting himself of what happened over there because he was reactive to the situation, right? He was reacting to the situation immediately. And then he went. So Shamika Rishi had a son, a 5-year-old boy. Shamika Rishi being a Brahmana, his son was also a Brahmana. He was playing with his friends somewhere outside in the playground. He was playing with his friends. While he was playing with his friend, a couple of his classmates or friends came running to this Shingi. This boy's name was Shingi. They came to him and they said, "Hey, hi, bro, hold on. Your father is in someone. Is there something interesting going on at your house?" He said, "What's going on?" This king came, and your father is, just like this, and he just went. And the Shringi, who was very much offended that this thing happened to his father, he was not happy. 5-year-old boy, right? 5-year-old boy has a power. Huh? He could understand what has happened. And immediately, out of anger, he cursed the king. He cursed the king. He said, 7 days from today, 7 days from today, this king who's arrogant, who ill-treated my father, who thinks him to be a great, very egoistic. We are upper class, Brahmanas. He is just a Kshatriya, not understanding his position. He did this mistake. Therefore, starting today, within 7 days, on the seventh day from today, this king will be bitten by a snake called Takshaka. Takshaka. Bitten by a snake, Takshaka. And he went, rushed to his father. He saw his father was still in meditation. He was still in meditation. Interesting. Someone came, someone left. And then someone put on his top. That cursing happened. So many things happened in this short period. This person was still in meditation. Didn't know what happened. And then this boy came and he was crying in front of father, seeing what has happened to his father. And he was crying so much. Now, when children cry, forget about meditation. Nothing will work. They scream to the top of their voice and do all sort of things. So this boy Shringi was crying, seeing this whole scene, and the Rishi, Shamika Rishi, came to his external consciousness. He came. He saw what was the first thing was saw is something on his top, a dead snake. He saw. He didn't even worry about it. He just took it like a mosquito. He just took it and threw it away. He didn't even worry about it. He didn't even ask, who does this one? What is this? What has happened? Nothing. Just imagine if something has happened to us, right? What will he do? Right? We'll ask, try to find out, to investigate who came here. Huh? There's a video has been on. Let me capture and see. Right? All sort of things will happen to investigate. This Rishi didn't even bother. He was thinking, in other words, this is a dead snake. Just throw it away. He saw his son was crying, weeping and crying and full of tears. So he said, my dear son, Shringi, is everything okay? Did someone did not give you lollipop? Or did someone did not let you play with them? Or did someone hurt you? Or you fell off? Something? What happened? The mother came back to the home, and her daughter was there, and she just something got hurt. And the mother was asking, hey, how is that you're not crying? I didn't hear you crying. And the small girl said, I thought you're not home. Children are very smart. Right? They know how to pull the plug. So Shamika Rishi was asking Shringi, what happened? Why are you crying? Is everything okay? You're hungry or what's the problem? And then Shringi started explaining everything that happened. Parikshit Maharaj came and he was there. He insulted you, put a snake around you. Therefore, the message came to me. I'm very angry. I got very angry and very upset. I cursed the king to die in 7 days, bitten by a snake. Takshaka. This was the reaction of the father. This was the reaction of the father. In our situation, children, bringing up children, when the child comes and complains about something, this person, he did like this to me and I gave him back, I did this thing, and then parents says, sometimes parents say, well done, very good. That is how you have to do it, so that they don't come back to you. Right? So your situation is little different. Shamika Rishi said, Kali Yuga started. Kali Yuga started. The entrance of Kali happened through this boy. Entrance of Kali happened through this boy. What are some of the places that you can think this boy got affected on? Yes, huh? Anger, ego, right? You can see some of these places where you have something to say. So some of these places where the Shringi Kali Yuga was just waiting for an opportunity to somehow the other enter. Somehow the other enter. And interestingly, he entered through a Brahmana. He entered through a Brahmana boy. These things. Brahmana. So Sringi, the father said, "What have you done, my son? Why have you done this one? Why did you even curse the king? How can you do this one? Should be respected like the Lord God. They've been given to us as a protector to save us. If the king is dead, there's no king. Imagine the situation of this country. The rogues will come, the women will not be protected, the children will not be taken care, and so many things will go chaotic. It's not good. And being a Brahmana, a priestly order, the family that you're born, how can you get inflicted with anger for a simple thing? All he did was throwing a dead snake on around my neck. My body is a snake, and there's a dead snake on my body. What difference does it make? Body itself a snake, our body itself a snake, right? Meaning that we are all living, already we are living with a snake. If we think our body to be wonderful, then another way of Acharya says that we have to think is dangerous, because the body that we have is like a snake. Anytime it will bite us. In a way, not bite us means, don't start thinking your mouth will move and start biting here. It's not like that, right? The consciousness, yeah, through these things of ego, anger, envy, jealous, pride, all those different things. And the more thing is, the body is a snake because we are very much attached to this particular body. Every one of us are attached to the body. And the whole theory of Sanatana Dharma or Vedic teaching is that be detached to the body. Therefore, the austerity should be followed. Therefore, we saw this fourth thing: Dyuta, Pana, Striya, Shuna. And what are the four things by doing we break these four legs? One is by taking intoxication, right? And what's the other one? In other words, what are the four things that dharma is holded? The four legs of dharma: cleanliness, austerity, compassion, and truthfulness. Four things. Now tell me, this four and this four, how these four legs are getting infected or affected. What about the cleanliness? By not following cleanliness, what is the thing that is getting affected? Yes, cleanliness. Okay. Huh? Mind. Sure, mind. But 4 is to 4 is what the mapping we saw, right? Four thing, that is intoxication, gambling, illicit relations, in other words, mistreating or treating the woman, and then and slaughtering, animal slaughtering. And over here, cleanliness, austerity, truthfulness, compassion. Compassion is very easy. If you don't follow compassion, what does the leg get affected? Slaughter. By doing slaughtering, what is getting affected? The compassion leg is getting affected. Yes? Okay. By not being truthful, how can we not be truthful? By engaging ourselves in gambling. Gambling. Right? What's the other one? By taking intoxication, austerity is lost. Austerity is lost. By engaging in various relationships, cleanliness is lost. Right? So this is how we have to be very careful in these four things to avoid and follow the dharma. Follow the dharma. Okay. So therefore, um, the Samika Rishi said, this is not the thing that you have to be doing. You should have done. You shouldn't have done this one. What you've done is not correct. As being a Brahmana and being my son, you should have had some patience, control of anger. You showed your anger, which is not good. Now, while this thing was going on over here, on the other side, the king was there in his kingdom, Parikshit. He was still remembering what has happened. He was not at all happy for the mistake that he's done. He was keep on thinking, why did I behave like this? Why I did like this? I shouldn't have done things. And he was just thinking, I have to do something to rectify this mistake. I have to do something. So while he was thinking like that, the minister, the messenger came to the king. The messenger came and they said, my dear king, we have a message for you. What's the message? Message is this. You just came back from the your hunting program. On your way, you went to this ashram, this place, and something happened over there. And the boy of the rishi has pronounced a curse on you, but you will die in 7 days. The message was given to the king, and as soon as the king heard, Parikshit Maharaj heard, he became very, 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 very upset, angry, wild, and he was ready to take a sword and go and cut off the small boy and the father for making such a curse. That would be our story in Bhagavatam. We would have done those things. But then Parishit Maharaj, as soon as he heard this message that he is being cursed to die in 7 days, he said immediately, perfect. He said, perfect. This is exactly what I needed. This is exactly what I needed. This is very good. So as soon as he heard, he took his crown off. He removed all his the valuable jewelries and all those different things. He put everything off. He was ready on his way, marched towards Ganges, the river Ganges. He was going. He was coming out of the palace. And when the king comes out of his in the court, immediately many servants comes rushing, and they'll have the chariot in front of him, and everyone's ready. But the king just rejected everything. He said, I don't want anything. He kept walking on the street towards the Ganges, the banks of the Ganges. He was going there. And while king was going like that, everyone was surprised. There's all surprised what's going on here. So everyone followed the king also. Everyone followed the king. And the king was going there. And interestingly, even before king went there, quite interestingly, there are already people occupied a seat over there. Many people were sitting there, waiting for the king to come. And the Bhagavatam says some list of names: Atri Rishi, Chavana, Saradvan, Brihu, Vasishta, Parasara, Vishwamitra, Angira, Parasurama. The names really goes on. Devala, Gautama, Aurva, Kavasha, and many. Dwaipayana. If you don't know who Dwaipayana is, you will know very shortly. Anyone knows who Dwaipayana is? Dwaipayana, Vyasadeva. He was also sitting there. He was also sitting there. Everyone was sitting there, and the king went there. He also offered his, pranam, obeisance, fell at the feet of all the rishis and everyone. He was there. So over here, hmm, okay. Over here, the appearance at that point of time when the king was repenting and he was ready, he went. He left over there and he was sitting there. Then he addressed all the people who were assembled there. He was asking that what is the value, what is that I need to be doing at this point of time. O trusty Brahmanas, I now ask you about my immediate duty. Please, after proper deliberation, tell me of the unalloyed duty of everyone in all circumstances, and specifically of those who are just about to die. So the king is asking this question to everyone. Many learned people were there. Please tell me what's my duty. And he's been king for many years. He's been king for many years. Now he's coming and asking, what's my duty? Say, for example, you've been appointed in a company, you've been interviewed, you've been given a position, you've been working for the company, you've been working for the company for 2 3 years. In the fourth year, you're having a one-on-one conversation with your manager, and in a conversation, manager is asking, "Do you have any questions, so and so, whatever the name is, Prabha? Do you have any questions?" And then you're saying to the manager, "What is my duty here? Right? What's my duty here? Right? Is that a good question to ask after you've been there for 4 years, 5 years? What's your duty? That means there's something is going on which is not right. It's not a good question to ask. Therefore, Parishit Maharaj is asking this question to all these rishis: what's my duty? What's my duty? And specifically, is asking this last statement, that is saying that those who are just about to die, those who are just about to die, what is their duty? That's the question he has. And when he asked this question, everyone were looking each other. Usually when we ask, when sometimes we also ask, I ask a question to someone, I'm looking at someone and asking the question, and she will, for example, yourself, Deepa, you will be looking, even though I'm looking eye to eye, you'll be thinking as if I'm not looking to you, I'm looking, oh, like that, right? Because maybe you don't know the answer, or you're being humble. The second position was that everyone took. When this question was asked by the king to every people, I just read the names of this great. There's not ordinary people. Everyone were there. He was asking this question. Everyone looking at each other, not with a question mark. How to answer him? I don't know the answer. Let me Google it. No, right? They know the answer, but everyone was thinking, "You speak. You speak." Right? That means what? They feel that better that person speaks. I will hear. Right? What we do, we speak. You hear or you don't hear. I know I will speak. Keep on speaking. Keep on speaking. Go on and on and on and on. So this is a thing that these great souls are like that. They said, let that person is more qualified than me. Let that person speak, and when he speaks, let me learn and hear. Even if it's a repetition, that's a message for me. It goes deep into my consciousness. If I hear something again, therefore each one were looking at each other. You speak. Hey, you speak. Like that, everyone is speaking. And at that point of time, what is the value? Right. Please let me know what a man, while they were talking and looking at each other, that point of time, suddenly someone appeared on the spot. Suddenly someone appeared on the spot. A very effulgent, very, uh, you know, eye-catchy, very attractive personality. He was just 16 years old. He was just 16 years old. He just walked into the assembly of these great sages, and the king was sitting there trying to find the answers for his 7 days program. Right? As soon as this person came, walked in, everyone could understand this person is the one who should answer. Right? This person, the one who should. Shukadev Goswami. Shukadev Goswami was son of Vyasadev. Vyasadev. So everyone welcomed him and then gave him a special place, honored him, and then he sat over there in a throne over there. And Parikshit Maharaj turned around and he paid his obeisances, pranam, Well, let us speed. And he started telling, it is only by the grace of God that you are appeared here, not otherwise. So here's an interesting question, interesting thought. While I was coming in the car, Rukmini was asking this question to me. Is Abhimanyu, everyone knows Abhimanyu, right? Abhimanyu was killed in the battle, Kurukshetra. Okay. Was Krishna present at that time in the battle? But Krishna was around? Okay. When Draupadi was going on suffering, when Krishna was around? Huh? I'm not asking any tricky questions here. Simple question. When Draupadi was going through, was Krishna present? Okay, very good. Thank you. When Abhimanyu was getting killed, Krishna was present or not? Okay, good. No, yes. That's fine. No one, yes. Okay. Did Krishna save Draupadi or not? The question asked to me was, why he didn't save Abhimanyu? Why he didn't save Abhimanyu? It doesn't need to physically be present there also. But a small boy, young man, he's not small boy, he's a young man. Why Krishna did not save this young man, Abhimanyu? Okay, I'm not asking you. That's a thought for us to connect to our discussion now. Okay, come to the parallels of Bhagavatam that we are from Mahabharata. Come to the parallels of what we are seeing here in Bhagavatam. Who is son of Abhimanyu? Parikshit. Was Parikshit's birth was smooth? What happened? Ashwatthama put a Brahmastra. Who saved Parikshit? Okay. Krishna saved Parikshit when he was not even born. He was in the womb of his mother, Uttara. He was saved? Okay. Now, that was inside. Now, a boy cursed Parikshit to die in 7 days. I know we are in the first canto, but when you're going to the story at the end, you all will be surprised. Yes, I know you, many of you know the answer. You all will be surprised. Some of you might be surprised that I'm coming to Bhagavatam class, I'm going to the temple, I'm doing donations, I'm doing puja, I'm doing fasting, I'm chanting the names of God, I'm attending churches and whatever it may be. Therefore, my life will be green. There won't be any problem. I will not die. Right? I will not die. So after hearing Bhagavatam and after everything is happening, we could be expecting that, well, now that Parikshit Maharaj is a wonderful devotee, he spent his life 7 days valuably hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, seventh day when the Takshaka, the snakes comes, Krishna is going to put his chakra, Sudarshan chakra, chop off the head of the snake, and the king will be saved and back to his family program. That's what we might be expecting to happen. And completely ulta. Nothing happened like that. The king will for sure leave his body. Leave his body. The question is, when Krishna could save Parikshit Maharaj at the time of birth, why didn't Krishna save Parikshit when he's been given even 7 days time is there? Even Krishna physically have to come to the spot, right? He could still come and save. He didn't interfere in this whole program. Krishna did not interfere in this whole program. Therefore, Parshit Maharaj also did not aspire or did not want that he should be saved. That's not his program. He did not pray or he's not going to ask, he's not asking a question. If you know, if you see the point here, he's not asking a question. Please tell me what, which doctor should I go? Which hospital is born Jewish is best or the Mercy is best or which hospital, where should I go to get a treatment if at all the snakes bites me? How should I remove the poison? Is there anything? he's not trying to find a solution. Rather, he was just asking, what am I supposed to do in 7 days? What am I supposed to do in 7 days? Therefore, Parikshit Maharaj very clearly understands that Krishna knows if Krishna wants to save someone, can someone kill that person? If Krishna decided to kill someone, can someone save that person? Krishna, God. I'm going to repeat this one. If God wants to save someone, can someone else kill that person? Answer is, if God wants to kill someone, can anyone save that person? No. Therefore, he knows, God knows what's best for me in my life. Parikshit Maharaj, this king was thinking, God knows what's best in my life. When he could save me, if he wanted, he could save me now. If he decided not to save me, that means whatever is decided, that thing is good for me. That thing is good for me. That thing is good for me. Right? That's how he was thinking. He was ready, sitting ready over here. Shukadev Goswami was there. And as you can see, the audience who are sitting, great rishis, and the speaker is Shukadev Goswami. And where did Shukadev Goswami learn this whole Bhagavatam from? His father. His father's name is Vyasadev. And where is Vyasadev now? Out of station? One of the audience. Is one of the audience. He was one of the audience sitting there, ready to hear. And it was not only the rishis sitting there, the devatas, Gandharvas, so many people, they all rushed to the spot over here. They all said, my dear king, we are here, over here to help you, support you. And they were ready. They know what's going to happen for 7 days. For 7 days. Therefore, the king fell at the feet. He said, if just because of God's mercy, he wants to save me, because he wants to save me, he sent you here. He was telling this to Shukadev Goswami. When he said he wants to save me, not he's talking about saving the body. Okay, for us, saving means only body. He's talking about on the spiritual term, a saving of the soul. Saving of the soul, right? The soul has to be saved. Therefore, it is simply again Krishna's grace or mercy that you have come here without even being invited to save me, to give the instruction of what am I supposed to do for next 7 days. 7 days, right? God's graces falls in our life without even being asked. And that is what is called as costless mercy. That's called costless mercy, right? We are not paying anything, but someone is giving us in return, not in return, someone is giving something. Nothing is expected in return. And that is called costless mercy. Costless mercy. Therefore, out of God's, Krishna's costless mercy, you come here. It is simply God's grace. So kindly instruct me, what am I supposed to do for next 7 days while I'm in this body? What am I supposed to do in 7 days? And Shukadev Goswami said, well, once again, he pulled out his laptop. He said, all right, here is a checklist. Have you written your will? Yes, tick. Have you put your dependents on your 401k? Yeah. Pension? Yes. Okay. All right. What about your car loans and mortgages and house? Oh, that's been taken care. Okay, very good. Very good. Check. What about your children? Are they been settled well, or is there anything that they need to know? Well, I've written everything. That's also taken. Okay. Anyone has to be informed? Is what are your last wishes? You're done, man. You can go have enjoy 7 days. Go to Hawaii and go to some places. Have fun. Life is short. Only 7 days left. 7 days after you are after you dead. You cannot have any more pizzas, pastas. Nothing can be done. Eat as much as you want in that 7 days, enjoy as much as you want, and make life king size. Parishit Maharaj wouldn't be happy with his instructions because that's what he's been doing. He's not doing this one. He's being a king. He knows all this thing. He was not expecting such things as a checklist that we have to go through in our life before we die. So most of us, we already plan. Many people, they already put their will, write everything because they know life is very short. Death can come anytime. Therefore, people are prepared. They don't speak about it, but people are prepared. The death is on its door, knocking, ready to knock the door. It's coming on its way. But the only thing is, at the time of death, are we ready to accept it? Accept it. So that's the whole setup of this whole Bhagavatam is trying for those people. Bhagavatam is simply meant for those people who are going to die eventually. So if anyone is thinking that you're not going to die, then they can, you know, not come to the class and do whatever they want to do. If anyone knows that they are going to die one day or the other, then those are the people should be attending these classes and hear about what is the duty of the person who is going to die. This person who is going to die. Therefore, Parishit Maharaj asked this one. The king said, that Sukadev Goswami said, your question is glorious because it is very beneficial to all kinds of people. Because the question that someone asks should be beneficial to everyone. That's how a person asks a question. So this question that has been asked is what is the duty of a dying person? Therefore, that question is applicable to everyone, and the answer that he's going to receive is also going to be applicable to everyone. Therefore, he was very pleased with this question. The rishi was very pleased with the question. And then he said that Shrotavyadini Rajendra Niram Shanti Sahasrasaha Apasyatam Atva Tattvam Griheshu Graha Medinam. Now we have completed, by the way, just an information to make you feel a little happy. We completed one canto out of 12 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam. We finished one canto and we are moving into the second canto now. Okay, we are in the second canto of this chapter. Passing through the first canto was quite story and things like that. Second canto and third canto is little hard to move, and once we move, then it's all again back to the relaxed mode, story mode. But the second canto and little bit of the third canto is you really have to get to that because it's quite philosophical, um, and you have to get through that one. We'll go through that. So here, Srota Vyadini Rajendra, Niram Shanti Sahasrasaha, Apasyatam Atva Tattvam, Grehe Shukaga Medinam. Those person who are materially engrossed, being blind to the knowledge of ultimate truth, have many subject matter for hearing in human society. So the way that you Sahasrasam, there are many topics to discuss in the world. Right? You go to the tech TED Talks, right? TED Talks. You go to the TED Talks. You go to the YouTube. Go to the TED Talks and see how many topics pops up, right? So many topics, so many things, and you leave the TED Talks and come to even do a general YouTube searches. How to hold pencil. Just do a search. You will find someone demonstrating how to hold a pencil. I'm not joking, right? You can just unimaginable things you can find an answer. You can so many vast topics has been there in the internet, so many things you can gather. You can learn so many things, good things. You can learn bad things also. So many things are out there. So the subject matter for discussions is vast, right? That's what the rishi is telling. Shukadev Goswami. There's so many topics that one can be get indulged in talking. When people come together, they can talk too many things. Whatever they can talk, they can talk. But very less people will talk about that is really beneficial for one's survival, one's life. Very few people talk that those things which is sensible, practical, and useful. Otherwise, it's just mundane material things everyone talks. Hmm? And then the lifetime of such a envious householder is passed at night either in sleeping or in sense indulgence, and in the daytime either in making money or maintaining family members. The rishis goes into the details saying that this is how people spend their life. Daytime they work hard to earn money. Nighttime, evening, they go and start drinking or having some enjoyment and watching TVs, and nighttime is passed like this. Again, daytime you work hard. Nighttime you do this one. This is how the lives are spent. In between, you take family programs and taking care of the family. The family is so engrossed. The members are so engrossed. Hardly they find any time out of their regular routine to think about God. The program is so tight. Every you is you call some person, you tell, why don't you do this one? I'm very busy. Okay, tell me a time where you're not busy. Life is going to be busy. If not today, every single time, right? So are you not busy? Are you not busy? Are you're busy? Yes. Do you think you will be getting some time after you finish your schools? When you go to universities and college, do you think you'll get some extra time? You think so? Yes. After you finish your college, you get into life, you settle in your life, you get married. Are you going to be having some time that time? That time your spouse is going to require all your time. You need, you or he or she, full attention is needed. And then you get a children. The attention is now moved to children. Are you having some time now? Children. Children has to be taken, they have to be kept so busy. My goodness. So busy, right? You have to have spend some time, you have to take them to this place and that place, swimming class, this class and that class, so many activities, you have to keep them busy, and they on their own now. Then you again go back to your program of savings money, putting some programs, thinking about the colleges, etc. Now they are settled, they got into the marriage program. Big relief. Now I'm retired. You go and talk to this person, now that you're retired, could you please have some time? Well, what does it well sound? I'm sorry, I'm not telling someone's life's program here. Yeah, I'm not trying, I'm sorry. It's universal. What's your, well, you retired, right? Yes, I've taken some volunteer services and helping some institutes and organizations, things like that. That's very good. That's very good. So you're doing something useful. That's very good. And do you have some other times left? Well, grandchildren. Grandchildren takes all my times off. So I have to spend all my time with my children, grandchildren, because they need me. They need me. Why they need you? Because my son and daughter are going to work. I'm retired. I have to take care of the children. This is much I can do for them. Never ever we will get a time where we can say I'm not busy. Is it true or not? It is a practical thing. We are going to be busy until the time of death. Even at the time of death, we'll be busy with doctors. Doctors keep you going to keep you occupied all the time, right? You have to go to the blood pressure, heart, and neurologist, and you're not able to walk, you're not able to sit now. This is aching, that is aching, right? You can't eat properly now. Everything is broken off. So many problems are there. It's not just for the aged one. Even the younger one is having problem now. Even the people who are in 30s are having heart problems, blood pressure. Yes, they're having all this problem. It's not just age matters. Age doesn't matter really. Therefore, we are going to be busy all the time. The Rishi is telling that people will have no time. You have to make time yourself. Otherwise, you will have no time. For God, we have to cut off our time forcefully. Otherwise, you will not get any time at all. At all. That's a given statement, right? Deha apatya, this is another beautiful sloka. The Bhagavatam says, Deha apatya kalatradeshu atmasaineshu astasu api, Teshan pramata nidanam, Pashyanapi na pashyati, Pashyanapi na pashyati. So what the Rishi is saying to the king is, people usually think deha, apatya, deha, apatya, your own body, your children. Apatya means children. Deha means your own self or your own body. Kalatra means wife, or you can tell husbands, or etc. These different things, right? Different things. Atma saineshu asastu api. Tesam pramata nidanam. He says that all these different these are called soldiers. Soldiers, my body is one soldier, my body is one soldier, my children are one soldier, my property is one soldier, my spouse is one soldier. They are all there to protect me. They're all there to protect me. That is what I am thinking. They are all there to protect me. But the sloka says, Pasyanapina pashyati. Pasyanapina pashyati means you have gone through this experience several times. You've gone through experience several times. But still you think they are the one who is going to save you, which is a false idea. It's an illusion that we are thinking someone is going to save us. It's a complete illusion. No one will ever save anyone else. So all these soldiers are called infallible soldiers because you have experienced this in several life after life after life. If you think I don't remember my previous life, but you have experienced in this very life, we have seen, right? In our families, in our relations, in our friends, people are passing whom they think the others will going to save them. No one can save them. It's done deal. It's all gone. Right? People are experiencing. Pashyana, pina pashyati. You've seen inevitably. Always the things are happening again and again and again. An intelligent person is a person, there are different types of intelligence. Right? An intelligent person, I tell, no, I don't even tell. Intelligent person, he sees me that I'm suffering. I do something, I suffer. He just saw. And as soon as he sees this one, now he knows what? He should not do that one. Yes? He did not experience. He saw this person walked the way. There was a pit over there. He fell off. He saw that. Now, this person, while he's walking, he'll be careful not to go through that way. Yes? Yes? This is one person. The second class of person is where that person who fell off there, he gets up and comes back and tells, Hey, don't go there. Don't go there, you'll fall. There's a big pit over there. You'll fall off over there. Don't go there. It's giving an instruction message because he has experienced it and is giving the experience to someone else. Don't do this one. And the second class of person, when he hears the message, okay, you suffered, you experienced, you're giving this advice to me, I will follow that one. Is the second class of person, right? There's an interesting one, third one. Very interesting, this third person. What is that? No, yeah, what is it? He saw, he went there, he fell off. Okay, that's one thing. That fell, the person who fell off, he came out and he told, "Don't go there." Again, over. After doing all this thing, this third person says, "It's not going to happen to me. It's not going to happen to me." And he walks on. He falls into the same pit. Third class of person. He experiences himself. That's a fourth interesting person. You might have not guessed this fourth is what's the fourth one? The third one, he fell off, he gets up and comes, and now he realizes I should have listened to that person right? I should listen to that person. Now I realize I shouldn't have done this one. He realizes, the third person realizes. The fourth character comes. Guess what? Huh? Yes. The fourth class of person is he satisfies all the three categories criteria. He falls off. Again he falls again and again and again. Pashyana pina pashyati. That's what this means. Even after seeing so many times, you make the same mistake again and again and again. Therefore, my dear king, Bharata, one who decides to be free from all miseries must hear about, glorify, and also remember the personality of Godhead, who is the super soul, the controller, and savior from all miseries. He says this is what he says now, and he goes further about how he's going to expand this particular conversation in the next class. So please come back on next Saturday to hear more instructions that Sukadev Goswami gives and some solutions and some things that he is going to talk about. Any questions or discussions? Any questions or discussions? Any thoughts? We can talk about that next class, Mahabharata. I thought we already addressed this one. Why did not Krishna? Okay, we didn't address this one. Okay, I'll tell that. Now, yeah, that has to be answered. Otherwise, I have to answer in the way my going back home and not address this one. Better I'll answer now. Why Krishna did not save Abhimanyu is indirectly answered over here. Why Krishna did not save Parikshit Maharaj? Right? Saving of when it comes to the program, God's program. In our program, we see only a certain period of this person. We don't see beyond that one. A doctor comes. If the doctor says that this hand to be amputated, right? Does it say that? Yeah. When he says that someone is taking the big whatever the surgical thing and he cuts off this one, a child is watching from a distance. What is the child going to? What is the child is going to see? Her father's hand. Father's hand is being cut off. What the child is going to think when the doctor does this one? Bad doctor is a bad guy. He's cutting off my father's hand. That's what the child is going to think, right? Okay. When a mother sees her husband, same situation, mother sees the same scene, what's the mother is thinking? Doctor is favoring, at least my husband will remain with me. Otherwise, this cancer spreads, whatever it may be. This doctor is the God for me in my life. Yes? We have to become like a mother to see God's program. We won't be able to understand all that happening beyond our capacity to understand things. Therefore, when God does things, it is not a short time program, it's a long term program for that particular person. Long term program for the person. So, Abhimanyu, in our language, we can say Abhimanyu was not saved. In our language, we will say Abhimanyu was not saved, Parishit was not saved. But in the language of God, he is not seeing the body, he is seeing the Atma. Atma is still saved. Whatever the destination that person has to give and the reward has to be given, that will be given to that person. Therefore, Abhimanyu did not worry about it. Parikshit did not worry about it. They did not care about their body. They know God has a plan for them, better place for them. Like how the doctor thinks about, takes care of this person. Make sense? Makes sense. Any other questions, discussion? Did you understand the answer? Okay. Any other questions, discussions? If not, thank you all very much. Some announcement. Huh? Okay, very true, very for sure. Okay, there's a humble request to all of you. We can take care of this. Please stay for a few minutes. So we just got a message that our temple